the Radio Forest Podcast.
Hi, this is Jade Hanna.
Jade Hanna, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing really good. Local artist, you got a song on Spotify. Tell me about this Tricked song.
Yeah, well, I had some encounters with people in my life where I just felt tricked, I suppose, by a narcissist. And I decided to write a song about it.
Now, is this about a relationship or just people you know in passing, or is this a specific person? Because it sounds very pointed, like you said, narcissist, they don't have any feelings, all that kind of stuff. So is this about one specific person?
No, I think it was kind of triggered by one person, but it's more about like several people in my life that I've had encounters with.
Is this person aware of the song, I guess is my question?
They're aware of the song. They're not aware it's about them.
Well, you think a narcissist would think all the songs are about them. But here's my other question. Is this a romantic relationship?
Ooh, no. Nope.
So also about the song, tell me about some of these different sounds, because I'm hearing a lot of different instruments used in the song. Who's playing them? How did the song come together as far as building the structure of that song?
Okay, it was so fun. My friend Jesse Rundle at Mixed Metaphor Recordings, I just went over to his studio. It's like a home studio. And I was like, hey, Jesse, what do you think this would sound like on the drums? And so he started playing this beat on the drums. And then he said, let's record it. And so we recorded that. And then I started saying some words. And then we just kept going from there. And I was just walking around the studio, hitting random things and recording them. And we just like recorded a bunch of sounds. We recorded my mouse clicking. And then we just layered everything a whole bunch of times.
So what instruments do you play? Because I've seen you play the guitar, and then you talked about you had an idea of the drums, but then maybe he played the drums. So on the song, did you have other musicians? Did you do the majority of it? And what stuff can you do in a recording sense?
I did the majority of it, of the playing. I don't really play any instruments. I actually say that I'm just pretending to play guitar because I don't really know, but I'm just like in the last couple months I've been really trying to learn it.
So would you consider yourself just more of a singer, and you like to perform with other guitarists and musicians?
Yes, definitely. Singing is the main goal. I like the idea of learning instruments because it helps with singing, and then also I would like to potentially one day be able to play on my own in a performance setting if possible.
There's always those lead singers, too, that we forget are actually guitar players like Eddie Vedder and Mick Jagger. They actually can play pretty well, but they've just stepped into that lead singer role. But I think also, too, if you're playing the guitar, then at home, you can just kind of like write the main structure of a song by yourself and then go to someone else like, hey, here's my idea. And I think Freddie Mercury did that a little bit, too. He wasn't a very good guitar player, but enough to like put down some chords.
Right. It's definitely helpful. And that's something that I've struggled with writing songs. I just started this music journey of mine like about a year and a half ago. So it's been kind of a struggle writing the songs when I don't play any instruments. And that's really a big part as to why I wanted to learn guitar. And
then also I've seen it, you've performed a couple times at the Crooked 8 in Kuna. I'm unfamiliar with that venue. Tell me about it. Is it because it's more of a country place and that's why it's not on my radar?
I mean, it is more of a country place. I'm not sure why it's not on your exact radar, but it's called Crooked 8 Events, and they hold rodeos and things there. It's owned by this family. They're so nice. It's a pretty big venue, and I think it's such a great place to play, and they have such good energy there from all of the people.
So you've gotten to perform there a couple of times. Tell me about those shows.
Oh, they were so fun. One of the shows, an artist had accidentally double booked, and so the owner had called me, and he said, hey, would you like to play here? And it was kind of last minute, but I was honored. Of course I would play. I'm just getting started, so I'd probably play anywhere I was asked. But I invited my friend Nick Matthews, and we played over there. It was such a fun time. The second time I played there, it was opening for this hoedown. They had a huge hoedown with 6 different bands, and they asked me to be an opener.
So when you do these events, and that's kind of short notice, you said you're kind of new to your musical career, a year and a half. So are you playing originals? Do you throw Tricked in there? Are you doing covers? I've seen you play some Dolly, maybe some Stevie Nicks before too. So what's a set look like live when you're pretty new to your musical journey?
Yeah, it's mostly just been covers. I have played Tricked now twice in a live setting, and that was really fun. I've also done something, just to be silly, we've done some things where we're just almost like writing a song on the spot, where we say, give us a topic, or maybe there's just a topic happening, like being discussed in the room, and so we'll just make up some fun lyrics on the spot.
Would that be like the song Sibling Love? Did that kind of come together, or you actually hate your sister that much and you thought long and deep about this?
No, I don't know. I love my sister.
Uh-huh.
That song was based off of my love for my sister. I actually don't like being hugged. And that's one of the lines in the Sibling Love thing was, I still don't want to be hugged.
Is she a hugger?
And so she's not necessarily a hugger. I don't think more than anyone. But she is one of the only people in my life that actually asks me every single time, would you like a hug? And I just have a lot of gratitude towards that, because many people don't ask. They just assume or just take a hug. And my sister always asks me. So I'm very appreciative of that and of her.
Yeah, there's a couple of people in my life casually that are huggers publicly, and I haven't had the guts to say, please don't hug me, because I think the awkward conversation is worse than just suffering through a 3-second hug. But I can think of two people, like every time they see me, I'm like, oh no, they got to hug me. Here it comes. But I haven't had the guts to say, like, please don't hug me, because then I feel like there's more to the story when there's not. I'm like, I just don't want to. Yeah,
I think sometimes people assume it's about them or get insecure or take it in a wrong way, but I'm not a huge fan on being touched.
So you've got a sister. Tell me more. Actually, I haven't learned anything about you yet. So tell me about where you're from, growing up, and then your journey to begin this singing career.
I am from Boise, Idaho, born and raised here. I have 5 siblings. I have always loved singing, like when I was a little kid, but it's one of those things where, you know, everybody tells you like, well, I used to sing when I was a kid, and everybody made it. It seemed like society forced me out of it almost. It was not something I could actually pursue as a career. So I gave up on that at a very early age. And then I never thought about it again. And then I was working at a construction company, actually, cabinet installation and finished carpentry. And I was working there doing some project managing, estimating, some office work, kind of just working a lot there. I was working so much. I think I was working like 80 hours a week. And I ended up taking a vacation, an all-females vacation to Hawaii. While we were there, we did karaoke. Doing karaoke, I don't think I had done karaoke for years, but I just did karaoke on a whim, and all of the girls there were cheering me on so hard that in that moment I decided when I get back home, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to pursue music.
What kind of songs did you do there in Hawaii then? What did you pick them, or did someone else pick them for you? I
just did Tequila Does by Miranda Lambert.
If you had to perform tomorrow, give me 3 or 4 songs that definitely would be in there.
Yeah, so Valerie is one of my favorites to do. There's so many good ones. It's hard to pick.
What's Valerie?
Valerie by Amy Winehouse.
So what drew you to that song?
I'm not sure. I think it was just hugely popular to me. I've always really liked it.
You got Amy. You mentioned a female country artist before. What else is in your set list?
Have you heard of Riptide?
Riptide. There is a song. Hang on, let me see if I can get this right. There was a song called like something puppy. Sick Puppies. Sick Puppies had a song maybe called Riptide or something like that. Is that incorrect? I'm
not sure what song you're referring to, but there's a song called Riptide by Vance Joy. And it's more like pop. I'm
thinking, yeah, Sick Puppies and then Beartooth both had a song called Riptide.
I think it's like an indie pop song. It's like Lady running down to the Riptide. It's really fun to sing, and it's actually really easy to play. That's one song I can play now on guitar because it's only 3 chords.
You've got the song Tricked on Spotify. People can follow you on Instagram, find you on Facebook. What else could you tell us about you before we let you go today? How do people get in touch with you, find you, learn more about you?
I think the best way to find me is probably on Instagram, and that is at Jade_Hanna, Hanna without an H. And you can just reach out to me through messages or comments. And I usually post as well on Instagram of where I'll be playing or what I'll be doing next.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for the phone call. Thanks for answering all my questions and teaching me some new tunes. I'm mostly a rock guy, so if you step out of that genre, I'm completely lost. Like, I have no clue. But I appreciate you bringing some new stuff to my radar, along with the Crooked 8 and CUNA. So, Jade, thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you so much. Hopefully we can get you up to date on some different genres.
I need a playlist of songs that are popular in your world that I don't know, and then I could BS my way through a casual conversation. I was like, oh yeah, I know that song. I know Riptide. Huge fan. I'm a Riptide fan.
I mean, you just say that and people will think that, right?
Well, they'll ask me well, is the second verse your favorite? I'm like, you caught me. I have no clue what I'm talking about.
That's the one. It's the second one. That's my favorite.
Well, check out the song by Sick Puppies. It's actually pretty good. I could totally see you covering that. You could do a stripped down version of it. But Jade, once again, hey, thanks for the phone call.
All right. Thank you so much.